And we are off. We are taking flight in the balloon and making our way to the Peacekeeper's world. Hello glitches, and welcome back to another episode of Spyro the Dragon Reignited Trilogy. In the last episode, we finished the Artisan's world, and now we're on our way to Peacekeepers. We've done a great job so far. Episode 3, already in World 2, Spyro the Dragon is a rather short game, and could honestly be done in a single sitting. Anyways, here we go. We are landing. Ish. The balloon's gonna abandon us here. Always look behind. And what is this music? It's so militia. Before we proceed. Yeah, everything is still going. So the first thing to know.
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
So this is the #1 reason why I don't have a second icon down below with my death counter. Because the objective to complete Spyro changes per world. In the first one, we had to rescue 10 dragons, then visit the Balloonist. In this one, we have to actually find more gold. Not gold, gems. In order to get the Balloonist to take us to the third area. Of course, I will approach the Balloonist once we finish Peacekeeper's world. Another thing to note is that the environment's completely changed. So before, we were in this very grassy world. Now we're in this sort of canyon-like world. And then finally, even the dragon designs of this world are different. The first one, they were all kind of these craftsman, craft-maker kind of dragons. And in this one, they are warriors and soldiers. They are peacekeepers, essentially. I do want to find a Nork. Hopefully he does it again. Do it again. Nork? Ah, there we go. So when you don't face Norks, they'll moon you. It's actually quite silly. I don't think there's any other monster-like creature that does that, so it's... I don't know what I did for the skill. I totally forgot to check. Scares 6 Norks into tents. So basically what that is just approach the Norks and they'll go into tents. So not that difficult of a thing to do. Cliff Town. Let's see. I want to make sure that I'm collecting all of the gems. There's the Balloonist, so we can talk to him real quick.
The Magic Crafter's world is far away and very dangerous. Maybe if you find 1,200 stolen treasure, I'll show it to you.
And there we go. That's the incentive. We need to get 12,000 treasure total. That's between the Artisan's world and this world. So it's always good to collect everything as you go, because otherwise you're not really gaining. You're not going to be able to progress far. Okay, Sparks, don't pick up the gem. Magnus.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Someone got a cheap shot off of me. it would be him. Goodbye. Yeah, you take that fire. It should be noted that now we'll come across these puzzles, these metal boxes. And there is no key to open them, and you do not have a charge strong enough to break them. So, in order to break them, you do need to use the power of cannons in this world. And as soon as there we go. I think this is supposed to be like tar, the purple material on for liquid instead of water. So we got all of those. It should be noted the boss is right here, Dr. Shemp. And we will, of course, be fighting the boss. It will be the last stage we do. And I think we just have to fix the cannon. Oh, come on. Okay. Come on. Come on, Spyro. Okay. Perfect. Kaboom! Fly to Dr. Shemp. Take Dr. Shemp to the platform. Take the platform up to Night Flight. Always go behind portals as well. I don't know / remember if there are any gems behind portals, but always double check. You don't want to end up missing a gem because you didn't look behind the portals. And then finally, we have this spot here. With another dragon. We also got a key. We haven't found a treasure box yet, but I'll show where that is. Next, we found Gunner.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
I feel his voice is much different from his appearance. I would expect a much more gruffy sounding dragon with a face like that. So over here we have this little cliff. And inside we have some more gems. By the way, these are some interesting platforming ones. You can charge into them or flame them and they shoot up a gemstone. And then finally we have the treasure chest and we got all 200 gems. And the first stage is complete. Now from the cliff you fly all the way back to the beginning. And now it's time to get started with our first level, which is going to be this one here. Dry Canyon. I did change the setup of my computer so I have more light shining on me without needing to adjust any any light sources in my room. So hopefully this makes me look brighter. Also, I totally forgot to check the skill points for the other stages in this world. Remember that every world has 3 skill points that you can obtain. We've already got the first one from Peacekeepers, but now we have Dr. Shemp. Hold on. Peacekeepers, Dr. Shemp. High Caves is in Magic. Dyrezz Village, Metalhead. Okay, I got that wrong. Only the first level really has 2, and Dreamweavers has 3. So Artisans and Dreamweavers have 3. No, Dreamweavers actually has 4. It's a weird number. I thought every world had 3. I clearly was incorrect. Anyways, this is Dry Canyon. As you can tell, we have quite a bit to deal with. We have enemies that shoot us from a ranged position with armor, so you have to be careful about those, as well as the fact that because they have a metal shield, you cannot just flame them from a distance. And you also have to be careful because this egg thief actually runs fairly close to some of the purple goo that lies all over the place. Once again, you do want to try to cut corners, stay close to the inside so that you can catch up and catch the thief. The best approach is to be able to run into him, but sometimes he turns around when you're ready to just bash into them. So that's why I've been stopping and flaming them. We'll collect these two, hit you, and we'll get you as well before we proceed with the dragon. Our first dragon is Conan the Barbarian.
What? Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
And now we're getting to some of the more generic thanks Spyros. Uh-oh. If I'm not careful, I might see myself getting a death here soon. We have birds that come flying at me, and these Norks that will bash using the birds. So be careful of them because they're dangerous. This stage is divided in two. There we go. Be careful about where you're dashing, otherwise you may hit they may bash you before you can bash them. I suggest using fire breath on the birds as they're flying towards you. And we've got the last one here. Now remember that this stage is divided into two parts. So even though we're at the end of the stage, we're actually not finished yet. We want to collect all of these gemstones because we want to get him. So first we want to talk to you, Boris.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
Oh my gosh. Spyro is just the cutest thing on the planet. I was born to glide. It's like jazz hands for dragons. So, let's go up this little hallway here. The reason why is because we want to get to that really difficult dragon first. From the top cliff here, you want to fly to the left, but be very cautious. Otherwise, you could miss your landing. Fortunately, there is a little bit of land for you to land on and walk up to you. Maximus.
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled with a pinch of salt.
Okay. The reason why we wanted to do that first is because of the location of this key. The key that we've just picked up is actually quite useful for a treasure chest located in the second half of this stage. Now that we have that, we can go all the way back to where Maximus was. Not Maximus. This one. I don't remember his name. And we want to try to glide all the way to these cliffs. Be careful on your way down because you may miss gems on steps. Once you get down here though, you're pretty much golden. You do want to be careful of little soldier units. Of course, be quick to dispose of your enemies. Hit both of the birds and the large Nork, and we've got another dragon. I think this is the last dragon of the area. Ivor.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known...
I forget.
These old dragons. They are portrayed so senilely. Oh, jeez. I'm glad I didn't get hit by the birds, but still. It should be noted that if an enemy falls off a cliff, that the gemstone will come back up and land on the cliffside so that you can grab it. I love the cacti. They just dance the crusted earth away. Like, Get rid of those two, get rid of him. I should try to find a rabbit so that I can not be on the brink of death. We are also getting fairly high up on our gemstone counters per level. As you can tell, we're already at 330 and there's still more gems to find. This does become a staple in all of the Spyro levels where you complete the stage or complete the levels and your gem scores will increase in the amount you need to find. Now we do have one last platform to fly to, which is way over. From this platform you can glide there nicely. We'll do the chest first. You are finding a lot more higher valued gems as well. That should be of note. I've missed at least 2 gems. A red and a green. Ah, right up there. You guys will be able to see it in 2 seconds as soon as I get up here. Right over there. Perfect. And we're at 100% complete. Like before, we're only going to be leaving the level from the menu. We don't have to go up the whirly vortex because we don't have to. We do get a short little loading screen, which is probably the negative of doing that. Also, we only needed to do Peacekeepers, and now we can go to Magic Crafters if we wanted to. However, because I am going for 100%, we are going to stay in Peacekeepers and completely complete the level, because the objective of Magic Crafters is one that we have not done yet. It's not about saving the dragons, it's not about gems. So be of note of that. We are now going to fly into Cliff Town. I don't like Cliff Town. I remember when I was younger and I played Cliff Town for the first time, it was really confusing. Like, the layout of it. Wow, Spyro, you went really high up there, didn't you? Like I said, always check behind you when you first enter a level, and as you can tell, this guy has a metal cloak. I wonder if he'll lower it. No, the Norks are getting smarter. So you just dash into them. And move around both sides of the starting area. Flame the pots. First advice of this stage, flame all the pots. All the pots have gems in it. It should also be noted that this stage has two kinds of enemies. You have the sombreroed guys wielding metal cloaks, and you have these big women. I think they're like big mamas or something. I can't remember their official name. But basically, the big ones are basically your big generic enemies, where you flame them because you can't charge them. They did a really great job geometry-wise building Cliff Town. Even in Spyro, usually a town world is really difficult to design because it's a town. It's not just a normal place. It's environmental, but not in the same sense as a grassland or desert. Okay. Egg thieves are the worst. Egg thieves that run around square geometries are the worst. There. We'll just run right into his thigh. Halvor. Ooh, I like his weapon.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Dude. Actually, I think it's like this. I can't remember the stereotypical 90s dude pose. I'm pretty sure it's this. Dude! So that's what happens when you get too close to these guys. They'll just stab you in the side. So make sure you're charging right up to them. No hesitation. No mercy. Cobra Kai. I don't even watch that show. I just know that that's a really great reference. Okay, so we have over here some green gems on the edge. Another reason why you would want to have sparks. Sparks can pick up gemstones that sit right on the cliffside, and the risk of falling is reduced from massively high to no risk at all. Now let's come up here where we have Big Mamas. Fortunately, she missed me, otherwise I would have lost Spark. Burn her again, and flame her pot. I think this stage only has 200 gems because it is more condensed compared to other stages. Basically, just stay relatively in line with all your attacks and you should be good. And don't worry about chests you see like this. Once again, you can't break it with your charge. They are just too sturdy of objects. So we have two Big Mamas up here. Let's burn them both. Collect the gems, and let's get the gems that are up here by the exit. Oh, I guess 300 gems here then. Because, even though we've completed the town, there's still a lot more stage to this.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Why don't you just tell me that there are gems and other dragons? I don't see what the big secret was. Here is a fun story about the development of Spyro way back in 1998, I think was the year. Because Spyro the Dragon had these really large worlds and such small overworld items such as gems, Sony's development team Insomniac wanted to create a way for players to be able to see gems from a great distance and be able to find their gems. This stage would have been the perfect example of seeing those, because they couldn't get all the geometry to load up at once. Insomniac was able to keep the shine and sparkles of gems from great distances loaded into the game and unload the gems themselves. This allowed the player to see where they may have been missing gems, or even show available landmarks without needing to have
the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
without needing to have everything loaded. Now that we have this dragon, we do have a whirlwind created on the side over there of the cliff. But first we're gonna finish this off. I think that is the edge. And I need to fly this way onto the back side of the start platform. That's right, the back of the start platform has lots of secrets, including a 25 gem. And we're still not done because now we can get onto the rooftops. So get into the whirlwind. And start collecting treasures. Ow. Up we go, again. Next up, we want to land over there, where these chests are. Now from up here, can I go anywhere? No, I can't. Back to the whirlwind. From up here, we can go to these rooftops. Burn this one and this one. And we'll burn here. Ah, itchy nose. And we have another whirlwind activated. It is this one here that will take us to the top of this structure. Now, I think this is actually the better place to go from. Fly back to this house, and we are introduced to a new mechanic. Flame this, and you release a rocket. Rockets can destroy heavy metal objects, including those heavy metal chests. However, rockets are preset located areas. I'm missing a green gem. Of course I am. Maybe it's in the... Did I miss a top? No. Everything up here? Yes. From across the river. It's probably across the river, to be honest. But always double check the pots, make sure you actually did flame them. Okay. I think I see it actually. A bird? No. I thought I saw a bird I didn't flame. In subsequent installments of Spyro the Dragon following games, Sparks would be able to direct you to your missing gemstones, wherever they may have been. In this game, however, I don't believe he has that functionality. Did I miss something from a rooftop? We're gonna cut until I find where the gem is. Be right back. I see them. I see the gems. I actually did like 4 laps of this world. I'm so upset. Here they are. 400 gems. Whew, that took quite a bit of time. But, fortunately for me, or for you, that's going to be it for this episode. So we're going to fly on back to Peacekeepers, and we're going to call it an episode. So thank you guys for joining me in this episode of Spyro the Dragon Reignite Trilogy. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and ring that bell to stay up to date with upcoming videos. You can follow me on Twitter and join our Discord group. Both links are going to be in the description down below. You can also check out my Facebook page, where I'll be doing a bit less work. I'm more Twitter, but you can still follow Facebook and stay up to date with things like that. Anyways, guys, on our next episode, which is next week, we'll continue with the... sorry. My nose really bugged me there for a second. We'll continue with Peacekeepers. We'll deal with, I believe the remaining stages are Icy Cavern, Night Flight, and Dr. Shemp. If there is another stage, we'll most likely do it in next week's episode. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!